I think it'd be interesting to see how much of a step a team like Williams is going to be doing now with the with the new management really taking over. Because like the last couple of years, yes, they brought in and they bought the team and everything, but they were still, I mean, it's not like you jump in and you said, okay, a new owner, the car is going to be fast. You already have the car. It's already, there's no magic here. So I'm sure they put a lot of the effort in this year's car. So it'd be interesting to see how they run. I think Haas did the same thing. Haas said, we're not going to put any money into the old car because it was bad. And they took it 2 years of awful running. And they're hoping that all that effort put into the new car is going to pay off. I think Bottas is coming out with a vengeance. He wants to do a really good job. And the same thing, people behind, Sauber, they want to make sure they run well. And they're on a Ferrari engine as well. We need to look at the first race, and the first race is going to give us a direction where things are, but it's not going to define the year completely. This rule change is huge for a team like Ferrari, a team like McLaren, teams, the mid-range teams, the Aston Martin, that they're, what I mean? All of those teams have a really good opportunity to show what they can really do. You know what I mean? And it's puts a lot of pressure, like, like Lewis was saying, we're not winning this year. We don't have a winning car right now. And it looks a handful at the moment. You look at the onboards, looks a handful. So he opens the window for a lot of changes, and those changes up there makes a huge difference at the end of the year on the money for the teams. You look at Norris, Ricciardo. I think a lot of it on Ricciardo was that Daniel was hasn't been that comfortable in the McLaren, where Lando has. I think a lot of people were a little surprised, but I think was the right person for the job, because it would have been him or Grosjean, in my opinion, because they're guys that have been in the team, know the engineers, know the working environment. Fittipaldi hasn't raced in how many years? And he did a decent job when he replaced, when was it, 2 years ago? He replaced somebody in Bahrain a year and a half ago. And he did a decent job. But since that race, I don't think he's raced anything. How many test days they do in F1? So there's not enough people there to tell you, okay, do this or do that or whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Are they going to gamble it on a young guy with no testing experience, no simulator time, a week before the race? So the choices were Grosjean, but he signed with Andretti for a multi-year deal. So he's in a happy place, and I don't think he would go for it. So the other guy was Max. The other guy you could have looked for was Hulkenberg. If Ferrari built a good car that it looks like they have, and you're Haas and you get the engine, the gearbox, rear suspension, front suspension, and you do a half-assed, a half-decent job on the aero package, you might not be that far from a Ferrari. Your basics are very good. If the Ferrari made a huge step forward, they made a huge step forward. Plus all the aero gains. You know what I mean? Again, let's go back that they had 2 years of work on the car. But, you saw the freight was late and they didn't do enough laps and everything. But if you look at the end of the sets, when they had that extra hours they gave them running, Mick was pretty quick. Where do you put the AlphaTauri? Do you put it really close to the Red Bull because they're kind of sisters, sister teams, or they should be right there? And then you look at everybody else, and the Aston Martin. Where is Aston there? Where is everybody? They're so packed